I love the fact that Chippa has done something about his weight.
I don't know what that means.
The boys are still playing for the coach.
Luke Bartman must go to the DDC.
Sundowns are nowhere to be found.
Harita Mahiruna, Riro Malamo. Season's greetings, football stands, and Betway besties. Christmas came early for you because TV's most chaotic crew is back on your screen for an encore episode. This is our gift to you. My name is Mpho Maboi. With me is none other than Umalumpi BK. Our wise man has been covering the game for so long. He was there when Jesus was performing miracles at the spiritual home of South African football.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Hi, lo.
Oh, bengithi uthi yena uqobo lwakhe.
Hi, lo. Hi,
Not the son
We're
of
talking
David.
about Andy Karaczynski, yes, guy.
Yes.
Andy Karaczynski, who became one of the very first players, white players that is, to play for a black team. So these are the people who defied the racial segregation laws of apartheid.
Yes.
Because babengafuni mix,
Yeah.
they had all these other laws but part of them was that you cannot play together. So Jesus saw the light. And the stars from Bloemfontein showed him, Muguti, you can play. These people are human beings. And we are not going to give any respect to apartheid.
Beautiful.
Guys like Abo Phil Fenter, Abo Kid Broad also followed suit. But then unfortunately, after having played for Pirates, I think he played for Chiefs as well, AmaZulu, Witbank Black Aces, and Nosutol Mapeshankon. He wore all those colors. But unfortunately, in 1981, he encountered a near-fatal car accident, which cut his career. But if you ask a certain guy called Mondli Makanya, and you ask him about Orlando Pirates, the first thing he's going to tell you is Jesus. That's the story.
Stunning.
Perfect, Malum.
Well, you've heard from Umalume. Also in studio today, we have Santa's little helper, Uskai Tshabalala. He is our resident bettor by night and a struggling scorer by day.
Hi guys, Tshabalala here. This is me before Deadly does it.
Hi, this is Tebo. This is me before Deadly does it.
Hi, Gamer before Deadly does it. Excited, can't wait for it. Can't put my mind and body to the test. Tshabalala. Now this is me post Deadly does it. What a shift. I look fresh now because I finished a while ago. Let's wait for Sky.
Hey guys, this is me Tebo after the Deadly dozen. Very, very tough. The sun's out, very hot, but we pushed. Deadly dozen, thank you. You owe me nothing.
Tshabalala.
Hi, my name is Tshabalala, and this is me after completing the Deadly dozen.
Well done. How did it feel, bro?
If I speak.
No. Can I say this?
Okay.
So, there was a time he said to me, you are always at the gym.
Yes.
Let's go do high rocks. After that,
No, but I can
Before you
explain.
explain, Mpho,
Yes.
did you say that's his Santa's helper?
Yes.
Never in my life have I seen an elf this big. You will not fit in the
Malum,
carriage this
let me
one.
explain. That race was tough, by the way. But I did a mistake the night before.
Yeah.
It was the fly day Bafana played Zimbabwe at Moses Mapi.
So you went out.
So
and
I
slept
went to
late.
watch the game, and let's just say, ngangaphuza amanzi, noma iparate, noma itrick.
The sweat that's dripping from your brow.
Yes,
tells us
you
that
see
was not water
you see
coming
that
out.
cup Pirates one.
Yeah.
I had 1 or 2 cups
The
of
sweat
that.
from your brow says the whole story.
And then
You
the
don't
next
have
day
to
was like
explain.
38 degrees, and then
So can I trust you to do high rocks with you?
yes, 100%. I'm back. That's all.
Done. Okay, so I'm sure you're noticing that there are 3 of us. Someone who is not with us in studio today is none other than our bright star. We do believe that he is spreading the Christmas cheer down in the Eastern Cape. So he sent us this message to let us know what he's up to.
Akasibona.
Hello, hi everyone. It's Brighton. The Brighton man works on actually, you know, we need to change this thing. It's Coach Brighton film now. I'm sorry guys, I can't make it for the show tonight. Mainly because I realized that I had this coaching cycle is moving. Yeah, in the PSA. So I need to prepare myself because quite not so fair. I got that Ibona. Just what they were saying, he doesn't have a coach. We sort of also, announce a few posts there, technical and development coaches. And who's our forever to the AP chairman there, just across from where I am. The Chili boys, they're always looking for the coach. So I thought maybe let me come down here and just complete my badges. And call them some things there. The sky made him words, maybe. I want to go to my room for this, which I'm be paying. So I can't wait to see you guys when I come back. But do have a beautiful show. I'll be watching and I'll be making notes. It's days to make notes. As coaches must make notes, they must play there. Tactical sessions and everything. But yeah, this is where I am. I'm at Butterworth. And yeah, I'm just doing my coaching badges for something. See you guys. Have a good one.
For something.
Sizombiza ngobani? Coach Njoms, half a dozen, 6 Mabone.
Yeah.
Coach.
Coach what? Serious?
No, the fans will give him a nickname.
Oh, the fans.
I need to. We must. Coach.
Coach 6 Mabone.
I'm curious which formation is going to play.
6-3-1.
Brighton wasn't being my guy.
It can only be. Though. What else would it be?
I'm telling him, go Coach Brighton.
Mina, I love it for Coach Brighton.
Yes.
And all the best with your studies. We cannot wait to have you back so that you can add more spice into what happens on the Betway Premiership Preview Show. Anyway, so the reason we are here today is to look back at what we've seen in the Betway Premiership so far this season. We've had coaching changes, car accidents, spectacular goals, plenty of controversy, and everything else in between. So, with the league on a month-long break for the Africa Cup of Nations, we are going to review how each team has fared to this point. Let's start at the very bottom with the relegation dogfight.
It is Fabawa, the P-Fruits chairman. I'm always alive and kicking, bumping like a tennis ball, always ready, right, and relevant. The only fan with fans in the history of South African top flight football, Africa, and the whole of diaspora. Can you believe it? We are at the halfway mark of the 2025 to 2026 season. The desk of the presidency, together with the Ministry of Sport, they have asked me to rate all the 16 Betway Premiership teams. I am talking about the only trophy that matters. I'm not talking about the trophy that is played during preseason, the SIM card trophy with the insufficient network. I am not talking about that Umkombogi trophy that is played behind closed doors when big teams are participating in CAF. I will start from the bottom to the top. I'm saving the best for the last. Chippa United, F. Magezi FC, F. Stellenbosch FC, F. Obit FC, F. Marumo Gallants, F. Suwelele, F. Golden Arrows, F. Richards Bay, F. TS Galaxy, F. Number 7, Durban City. Biblically, 7 represent perfection. So for a Mafiki Zolo of a team, I give them a condone. Polokwane City, why sell a police to Mukuku FC? We are now in trouble. F. AmaZulu, F. Kaizer Chiefs. A pass with an A+. What do they call that? Kam Laude. Yes, that one. Sekhukhune United. Was the 3-1 really necessary? F. Mamelodi Sundowns. I thought a team with 57 supporters belongs in the NFG Mutsipe Foundation. Your Maraba start, F. Number 1, Orlando Pirates. At the end of the day, it is the rainy season, so we need someone to hold an umbrella for us. Orlando Pirates, F.
So, gentlemen, let us start with the basement dwellers. What grade are you giving Chippa United? And what is it that has gotten them to this point? Because every single year, it's Chippa, we see it at the bottom. They somehow miraculously get out of that situation. But this time around, it seems like they're struggling a bit.
I give them a fat C.
Oh,
okay.
Kind.
C for chaos.
Okay.
C for confusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
C for coaching merry-go-round.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a reason.
C for Chippa Mpenges.
C for Chippa Mpenges. Indeed, you see, you're getting on with the program.
get it.
Your brother is slow. But the issue here is that you cannot, on God's green earth, keep on doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Because it ends up being a thing that starts with the letter S.
Yeah.
Now, how many coaches? You start with Upadela.
Yeah. Yes.
He's there for 2 games. He's gone. You go and fetch somebody who I do not know in whatever collective wisdom Chippa thought he can bring Uluk Emile in the country after the things that he had done. Not only here, and also wherever he had gone on. That also was more briefer than a G-string.
Yeah.
He was gone. Now you've got a situation where you're with your third coach. I'm not even going to mention the guy who stood in before UVV, Uvusumuzi Vilagazi came through. They are hoping that VV will do for Chippa that which he did for Richards Bay and save them from relegation.
Yeah.
So it is no surprise at all that you find Chippa at the base of the log. And somebody said to me, you know, BBK, I love the fact that Chippa has done something about his weight, right? He's gone thinner and slimmer. And they said to me, there are chances of survival are getting even more slimmer from this Betway Premiership.
Now, as the senior scribe that you are, we are seeing the rumors of Snesi Pomali, the technical director, apparently said to be out of the Chippa way. We've seen him on Twitter saying he's busy concentrating on Bafana. I don't know what that means.
You know when somebody looks at you and says no comment?
Yeah.
That's a cryptic message to say Bafana is the way to go and whatever happens with Chippa is done. Take it as confirmation.
Okay, let's move on to 15th place. Magesi Gaskai. Now, Dikwena Jameti have won just 2 of their 14 league matches this season. What's your rating for your favorite Magesi? Are they Magesi or Magesi?
No, they're Magesi. When before I arrived in Joburg, they were Magesi. By Magesi.
Now they
call you a form.
So I think, you know what? I think when you look at the table, obviously you can see Uguti, they're not having a great season.
They're not.
But I beg to differ when it comes to the betting world.
Yeah.
So there's stats that I've done in terms of how have the betting tickets been.
Yeah.
And remember I introduced this whole thing of let's leave the results. Because results, they're not predictable, especially in the Betway Pre.
True.
And we started doing over 1.5 goals.
Right.
So the stat here, Amagemi Emakes, 77% of them is over 1.5 goals.
Really?
So when you have a Chippa, when you have a Emakes, if you put goals, you win that bet. So I know on the football side, they're on the wrong end, but on that table, they are second behind the team we're going to talk about later, which is by far the best team when it comes to scoring goals.
So what you just said confirms what Steve Kompela said about statistics.
What did he say?
They're like a bikini.
Yeah, they don't reveal everything. Yeah.
I then have to ask a critical question when it comes to Magesi. Was it a good idea to get rid of Owen De Gama?
I do not think so. Maybe you can even go far back. Was it a good idea to let go of Clinton Larson? Because you're coming from somebody who's promoting you to the PSL, takes you to go and play your cup final, you win it in your first season, and then you part ways. Maybe these are the sins of what management did to Larson that are now playing off with Umatuga, who is on the chair now. But again, you need to worry because as Magesi, you've got a team that is newly promoted, the Orbit College, that is above you on the So the signs are not really good for them.
We'll get to Orbit College, but before we get there, arguably the shock of the season so far sits in 14th place on 12 points, just 3 points clear of the bottom. We are, of course, talking about Sergeant Barker's Stellenbosch. The big question is, how do you go from finishing 3rd last season to finding yourself 3rd from the bottom in the first half of this season?
It is simply because you cannot lose Fawaz Pasadine, Jaden Adams, De Jong now recently, right? You've already lost your Dupree in the season span. You've lost Nduli. You've lost the Reyners, right? You also lost Ukwinika. All these people have been pivotal in the amazing work that Steve Barker has been able to do and drill them, as you call him, a sergeant, onto a match that has seen them finish consecutive 3rd places and also go all the way to the semi-finals of the CAF Confederation Cup. Because in doing that, the ones that you may have brought in, Upans, cannot be carrying the team alone. Umojela that you got from Galaxy, the goals have not been coming. And I think it's not training with the first team as things stand. And
but
also that place that you got from the guys coming from the DDC is not at the same grade from what we're seeing as evidence from the ones that were
So that's what I wanted to say, Uguti. Them losing players in the past was a thing they were kind of accustomed to because there was always the next best one. They made a lot of stars there.
Absolutely.
So what's happening now with DDC? Because even the DDC team...
It's not doing
they're
well.
not... So it has a ripple effect on what's happening at the top there. And I asked the question, how safe is this guy? And how long is the rope, Malu?
Remember, we've spoken about this extensively. And him, Umalume, as well as Brighton, insisted, Uguti, Steve Barker's not going in.
And I mean, you look at the game against Obit, ne? It was Obit where they came back and they won 2-1 at dying. So you can say it's okay. So the boys are still playing for the coach. You know, they haven't done the tools and concentrate or whatever. But I still think they need to get out of that mess.
They do need to do so. And there's none other than Steve Barker to be able to help them to get out of that situation. As Kevin Hunt is now out of the way. He is the longest serving coach currently coaching in the PSL.
But what if they swap?
They're not going to swap. It's not going to happen.
What if they swap?
Stellenbosch have got faith in Steve Barker, and this is the only hiccup in the entire time that has been in the season.
True.
You don't do that. If you want to go to the EPL, do you fire Slot now? Because he's going through this time when there's an Arteta who's asking to win the league for the 6th time, and this guy has got a trophy from one season.
Malum.
Also, at the same time, just to add on to that, I know we are going over and over, but when it comes to Stellies, as Stellies management, if you are the ones that are busy selling my team, you're busy selling it off to the highest bidder. You can't then come back and say you're not performing.
But the other thing as well, when you look at Stellies' results, it starts within the admin. One day, they're playing 3 home games in Durban, and then the next one, they streak Danny Craven, then Konama Renovations, and then they're going to Ethelon, and then now they're going to Cape Town.
That was because of nature. You can't control that. There was a time where there were so many horrible storms taking place in Cape Town. Both the Cape Town Stadium and Athlone Stadium, as well as the Danny Craven, were not available. And in winning the Carling knockout, they were playing all their games away from home. And this is something that also, for me, helped their mentality to grow, to be able to get accustomed to not being comfortable in a comfort zone. So when they go all the way in the Confed Cup and then they buy out in the semi-final against Fadlu Davis's Simba, you would have seen that this is something that they say wherever you say a ball of football is going to be kicked, we are there to show ourselves. But management needs to do something right by Steve Barker.
Absolutely. Well, moving on, we've got Orbit College, who sit 13th on 13 points, thanks to 4 wins and a draw from their 14 games so far. How do we rate their performance so far in the league? Because the big question is, are they doing enough to make sure that they do not find themselves in a playoff spot and possibly back to the Motsepe Foundation Championship?
So I'll give you a stat here in terms of the games they've been involved in. So 9 games out of the 13, 14 they've played, they've had over 1.5 goals. So they always there.
So that's
a nice thing about it, you know. In terms of the log position, surely Malume, for them, just make sure you stay up.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
There's no other way.
You also have to give them credit. I mean, this is a team that is getting used to life in the first lane. This is a team that has a coach who is a part-time coach, if you want to put it that way, because he does other things.
He's a businessman.
But when you look at the, what's the word, the gears, you know, that they have, and the fact that also the first few games they didn't play at Olympia Park because the stadium did not match up with what is the expectation of the PSL. That also took something away from them, because they are a team for the longest of time that comes from the Northwest Province, and you would know, which in the past you would have had your Platinum Stars that did wonderful things, being able to beat Orlando Pirates, I think, in back-to-back finals at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. So there is hope for the province, but at the same time, you are not going to be able to sustain yourself and try and make things that are going to be lighting up the sky. Like you say, Sky. You have to try and
just
survive.
make sure you stay.
Make sure that you are there for next season.
So this basically means that this period of the Africa Cup of Nations break becomes absolutely crucial. It's another preseason that they have
Sky, like you say, they score goals, but they cannot keep a lead.
And they don't draw as well. I think, 9 defeats, 1 draw. So they don't draw. They don't draw.
As much as we do not have a bet slip that we are working on today, we've also got Ubeti here. And this is what she thinks. Our AI Wiz has predicted that Chippa United's 12th successive top flight season will be their last, as she believes that the Chile Boys are going down. She also predicts that Orbit College will be in the playoffs, so there's hopes from AI for Makesi and Stellies, who, according to her, will stay in the Betway Premiership.
I think Betty is on the money.
Yeah.
She's spot on.
It's Stellenbosch. Well, they'll have enough quality, and like the coach said, if Malume says, if they back with Steve Barker, which they will, if
you call me coach, I can start my course. I don't mind doing that.
Come on, coach, 1986.
Coaches.
Done. So, we are done with the basement dwellers. We now move up a floor and talk about the mid-table tussle.
Apparently, I was not allowed to speak about teams like that. Apparently, I have to wear some filters and sugarcoat the truth. Basically, they want me to call a spade a big spoon. Okay? Chippa United. This is the result of 44 coaches in 13 years. I think it's high time Mr. Mpengesi sign off the ownership to Papawao. As they say, you better leave football before football leaves you. It is an F for me because I don't see you surviving relegation this time around. F. Stellenbosch. I don't know. I think you guys have ran out of grapes because the wine tastes sour now. But I can't blame Steve Barker. You can't sell as if you're bankrupt. Fail. The KZN teams, AmaZulu, Golden Arrows, Rich Boys, and the Durban City. Only for two reasons. Reason number one, whenever Kaizer Chiefs come to Durban, we always fill up the stadium, just like Casper Nyovest. Reason number two, for the sake of Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, I think I will give you a C. Pass up. Get it? C, just like the ocean. If you don't get it, forget about it.
Now, we have 8 teams in this bracket, from 12th to 4th. Marumo Gallants, Siwelele, Golden Arrows, Richards Bay, TS Galaxy, Durban City, Polokwane City, and AmaZulu. So first up, we've got Alexander Lafitte's Marumo Gallants. Malume, how do you rate their first half performance of the youngest coach in the league, 28 years old?
28 years old, coming to South Africa as a definite unknown, hailing from Ivory Coast, having won the league with Ivory Coast, in Ivory Coast, but coming to a Gallants that moves away from Abdeslam Wadu. And you saw that in the 8 games that Wadu was in charge of Gallants, the way that he was able to give them a definition, to give them a formation that said, we are offensive, we are structured, we are going to run until the final whistle. I see Lafette coming in and continuing from where Wadu left off. I see him making sure that Marumo Gallants go to a game and apply themselves in a gallant manner.
Absolutely.
You would have seen how we pushed against Chiefs, how we pushed against Pirates, how we pushed even against Sundowns. But the most important thing, for one so young, in a new country, in a new terrain, to be able to put themselves in a space where they can play a final, says something about his coaching acumen. Says something about the way you are able to get from Washington Arubi, that which we know when he first arrived in South Africa. You are able to say you are going to galvanize your boys to get them to a point where if you are Ndlondlo, you don't drop your head and say, Pirates have dumped me, so what am I going to do? I still have a chance to play. I'm going to show people what I am made of. So right now, he is a coach who is finding his feet, understanding the lay of the land, the unpredictable Betway Premiership that Sky has alluded to earlier on, and I think that is going to be able to move them to mid-table. I think it's even a sure bet for a top 8.
Top 8, yeah. They when you look at how they play and you look at the goals, so they are third on the list. 71% of their games are over 1.5 goals. So they're a good bet. But I also think, when you see how they played against Pirates, like you said, how they played against Chiefs, they have people like Clifford who come off the bench and he's probably got what?
They push Pirates all the way.
They push them the whole way.
The
and having those players like Ondlo, Nomngube, or Shote, who I don't know who but those boys can play. So I also think they'll finish in the top 8, and I have them as a C.
Oh.
I gave them as a C.
Nice.
Because they gave us green apples.
Yes.
So if you give us green apples, C Pezu.
You know where it comes from?
Where?
The color of their jersey.
Nazo.
Yeah. Speaking of colours of jerseys, in 11th place, we've got Celtic FC. They started the season with that fantastic 3-1 win against Golden Arrows. But it has been tough going ever since then, only managing 3 further victories.
Yeah, it's bad.
You think
Yeah,
so?
no, Iswelele, bottom of the table, yeah. After 12 or 13 games, 5 of their games have only given us over 1.5 5 goals.
But
Remember,
you know why?
Yes. What?
Hardly when we do bet against them,
Yeah.
they are one of those teams that you're like, Uncle Show.
Yeah, so for example, when they played against the Sundowns, man,
Yes.
you know, we said Sundowns were straight win and then they managed to score first and then
Yeah.
score afterwards. But Iswelele, remember, we thought maybe Iswelele is going to be that Friday night team.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be that Friday night team playing a Bloom, La Payana, Dololo, Malum.
What could be their tonic? Maybe she should go to cover most of their games.
Yeah,
you know what happens when
Yes,
she's there.
100%.
When she's at games.
Put me in
Makiti-kiti. What happened? What happened to Makiti-kiti, guys?
That's the question.
We're starting like a house on fire, hey?
Yeah.
Running through, making sure that he gives the impetus and everything else. And then, is it the confusion? Is it the moving? Is it the players adjusting? Are we based in Johannesburg? Are we moving to?
That's the
Is it the question of we have to now move away from an Andre Arendse who's been part of the team and everything else? I do not know, shifting away Stan from the office as the CEO and the new CEO coming through. But the fact of the matter is you have to say big ups to the crowd, to the people of Mangaung, especially when these guys are playing at home.
Absolutely.
It is the best, most beautiful advert of South African soccer you can ever find. Imagine if all our stadiums will be as rocking as when Siwelele are playing.
Yeah.
I see they try, Scottin, and wherever they are playing, I see they try, but I'm just saying that maybe this is a call for us as so-called. And I say so-called because a lot of us talk a lot about football on social media and all that, but bums on the seat, we hardly ever see that.
Absolutely.
It is only us who are going to contribute in making sure that we lift the standard, because there's no point in playing in front of empty stands.
Yeah.
Think Hugo Bruce, when Bafana, when he was from 2021, what was he saying?
We need support.
Jose, what was he saying? People must come to the stadium. A team like Kaizer Chiefs, you know that whether they are going through the most difficult time and all of that, their fans are always going to go to the stadium. But even them, at some stage, when times were really tough, people stayed away. So the one thing that is going well for Celtic that can help them out of this rut is for them to be able to depend on their 12th player. And those fans can really live.
So are they Celtic, Maluma? Why do you not say that?
Did I say Celtic?
Yeah.
No, Maluma, Maluma. We don't want to say that you said
No, but we get it.
You said I come from 19... You see now, so I'm thinking of that Petros Molemela.
Who owns the team, Maluma? Why are we still there?
LeBron James.
But there's, even that is a whole other thing, because there's the I think it's ABC Municipal League that also have like a whole Bloemfontein.
They're talking about the Bloemfontein. This is Siwelele.
Yes.
This is Siwelele.
So I'm answering that.
Yes.
Sometimes there is that little bit of confusion.
Of course.
Yes.
But in the end, whether it's green or white, whether it comes from Bloemfontein, the people there just love football.
Done. So, Abafana Bestende, they sit 10th with 5 wins and a draw from 14 games. Malume, what are your thoughts? Because this is your beloved Golden Arrows. We saw Coach Mamelodi Mngqithi doing his thing in the cup competition this past weekend. Unfortunately, his team lost, but the one thing you see is that consistency and him not changing how he plays. I saw that absolutely with this team. He loves that high press, and it has been working for him.
I can never, ever stop about talking about one of the best cup finals that I've seen in my years of covering football. Orlando Stadium, Lamontville Golden Arrows versus Ajax Cape Town. It's Koska Brighton.
Yes. Manoba, yes.
It's Koska Brighton. So that gave you a defining moment of Mamelodi Mngqithi's coaching career.
Yeah.
No superstars. Mangana is no superstar. Henegane is no superstar. Right? Kagiso Tirajwe is no superstar. Y2K, you remember him? No superstar. But they made sure that they delivered. That game started on Saturday, by the way. and it ended early hours of Sunday morning because there was blackouts, the lights went off.
Yeah.
But fast forward back to what Mangoba has done at Mamelodi Sundowns and him going back to Lamontville Golden Arrows now. You've seen him getting the best out of Dion, the Ivorian striker who's currently the top goal scorer in the league. Yeah. He's making them... There's only one way of playing football that Mangoba knows. Yeah. It is attacking.
Yep.
He also wants something that is pleasing to the eye.
Absolutely.
So he's able to be cultured in that. I don't want to call it South African style of football because we need another whole show to debate that on its own.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be able to get arrows into the top sixes.
Absolutely. Sky, let me quickly come to you. We've got 9th place Richards Bay, who took a while to get going after winning just once in their opening 6 league matches. They have 17 points on the board after 4 wins and 5 draws. How do you rate their performance?
Yeah, I think the back end of the first half of the season, they've become much better. I mean, if you remember, their first couple of home games were not Mhlatu's.
Yeah.
Since they've become there, it's becoming some sort of a fortress. So it looks like they are catching up a bit. There was a time where I thought Coach Wabu, Mr. Gabriel, was in trouble. But credit to them, they stuck with him because they obviously got this big sponsor and he was struggling. And then look at them now. You know, and they also have quite a balanced side. I mean, we're talking about the Golden Arrows. Golden Arrows, it's either they win or lose. They've won 5, lost 8. Where if you look at Richards Bay, they've won 4, drawn 5, lost 8. So before AmaZulu, I think Richards Bay is one of the teams that we can really back to be somewhere in the top 8 if they keep making sure they don't drop games. And the biggest problem, though, before you say Malumu, when they play teams like Pirates, Chiefs, or Sundowns, they can't play them Mhlatu's. Then they have to come to eThekwini. Then it's 80,000 people.
It's a big payday. It's a big payday for all the teams. You see it even with Durban City. They don't play Chatsworth when they play those teams. You would have thought that Richards Bay were going to struggle. Having lost Mbuthuma, who was a source of their goals. But never rule out a guy like Mhango. You know, he's showing you that the older they get, the wiser they become. And they can still finish the goals.
4 goals,
Sure.
So, kicking off the top 8, we find the Rockets of TS Galaxy on 21 points. The big question is, do we think that Tim Sugazovic will be pleased with what he has seen so far this season? Because it is a completely different TS Galaxy to what we had last season.
Kalazovic, the one thing about them also is that you need to give the team credit for Tim Sugazi and his technical team to be able to scour the country and find some diamonds that play at the team, and then the big ones come in and they take them through. We're talking about Sebafana that's going to go to AFCON right now. They're going to have Ndamane in the team. One of the players, his name escapes me now, is already left and he plays in Sweden, you know, coming from TS Galaxy. You're looking at the people who are helping Orlando Pirates to push through to try and stop this thing of being perennial bridesmaids. Most of them are coming from TS Galaxy. But at the same time, TS Galaxy still needs to perform, still needs to be able to rise to the occasion. At some stage, they showed glimpses of a team that was going to compete with Stellenbosch for that number 3 position. But I think that team is making a good balance, because if he's not careful, he may also become a Stellis, who have actually become themselves now defunct SuperSport United. Don't keep on selling when you're not placating. But at the moment, he's got that nice balance to say we're making money, but we're still getting every eye to spot the talent and bringing them through to the team.
So I gave it TS Galaxy a B when it comes to grading it. They are if you bet, this is your dream team. They are always scoring, maybe not getting the results, but if they don't score, they will concede and make sure. Masham is tied for 2nd in the league with 6 goals. You know, so
also the Tejan has got 4 goals.
Exactly.
So knocking hard on the Bafana. So all of that.
So on my table here, TS Galaxy, out of the games they've played, 77% of them gives you over 1.5 goals. Don't look at the result. Don't double chance straight. Here we just deal with a goal when you see TS. I can't get used to
this Skuchana word. Okay, now we're coming to Sky's favorite team. They are 7th. We've got Durban City. I'd like to spend a little bit of time dissecting this one because I need to absolutely understand from both of you gents, What do you think was going through Farouk Kadodia's head when he got rid of coach Gavin Hunt? Because when you think about it, if you're 7th with 6 wins to your name at the midway point on your debut season in the top flight, that to me does not sound like a sackable offense.
Yeah, you know what? I spent enough time with Gavin. I've spent enough time with Durban City themselves in terms of since they've...
I'm still waiting for my jersey that you promised me.
I'll give you a jersey, don't worry.
Thank you.
Don't worry. Gavin had it. I don't know if he still has it. I don't know if he had to leave stuff behind, had to sign in. No, but, you know, a couple of episodes ago, I had an interview with him.
Yeah.
We spoke and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, whatever result Durban City was going to get since that interview, I am of the belief that the relationship was never working. Changing training venues 3-4 times. One day, say no to the nenext day, say Hawati. And then
so there was no stability.
There was no stability. Gavin accused of overtraining, of undertraining. You know, now they have a 3-day turnaround. So when I spoke to him, I always saw good. This marriage here, it looked like it was one of those arranged marriages. Yeah, it's gonna end anytime soon. Because you can't tell me the games they've lost to what? Sundowns. They lost to Chiefs. They've lost to Pirates. Games where you don't expect anything, especially when you take them out of your fortress at Chetwet.
But the Ernst Middendorp Gavin Hunt combination, surely anyone would have known Uguti, there's trouble brewing there before they even started working together.
I told you before, and I'm going to tell you again, that thing screamed of disaster, recipe for disaster from the very beginning. That is why it did not last. You asked earlier on what was going on in the head of the chairman when he made the call. I'm asking, was the head working? There's a thing, you know, the stove is a prima stove.
Yes.
Prima stove, paraffin. So when you light it and then the flame is not going, it's coming out well, you need a needle, né? And you put it in that hole and then the flame comes out. So, 8th position, sitting comfortably there. You are a newly promoted team. You get a coach who has won the league 4 times, 3 with Super Sports and 1 with Vets. You get a coach who was able to take a struggling Kaizer Chiefs that could not sign players because of a transfer ban all the way to the
continental football.
Not Confederation, the CAF Champions League.
The star.
And then you bring him in. You can't then turn around and want to convince me that, no, maybe because Kevin does not embrace modern ways of training, technology and all of that.
It was working.
So he's not moving with the times. It worked with him all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe other people are saying, no, Kevin has usually been overtaken by football. But here you are dealing with a situation where you have fired him or whatever. What's the term? The English.
You have parted ways amicably.
That nonsense. But
I told you guys, I didn't see him at the airport that day, and I was like, who coach?
So who is the coach now?
We don't know.
The coach has not been hired as well. At this moment,
who's doing pre-season?
Because there is no PSL, there's no Betway Premiership because of the AFCON. This could be a pre-season, like you were alluding, in as far as Orbit College is concerned. Where is the coach? Simo is comfortable there at AmaZulu. He's working very well with that one. You're going to catch somebody who does not know the lay of the land in the PSL. My caveat is that Middendorp, he's been there. He's been there with Kadodia. In all the years, I had in a TV interview him saying that Middendorp has said something about not wanting to coach anymore. I say to you, a week is a very long time.
And it's a very long time.
True.
And also, of course, after firing Kevin Hunt, their first game, they go to Epulukwane, and then they win comfortably. Hey, about footballers.
But
on that note, so sitting 6th with 23 points to their name is none other than Brighton's Rise and Shine, or Vitamin C, as we like to call them on this show. We're talking, of course, about Polokwane City. You even went as far as calling their coach Opu. We will not forget. How do you guys feel they have fared so far? Because going into the break, they managed victory. There was a draw. There was also a win before that in the previous 3 encounters.
C+, which is a D.
Okay.
C+.
What do they give us?
On my table of tables,
Yes.
What do they generally give us? Yeah.
Out of the games they've played, only 33% of them has over 1.5 goals.
So they don't
They
score.
are useless when it comes to betting. The best thing you can say there is under 3.5 because akoluto, this orange doesn't have sugar and this yo Malum. What's happening there, Malum? Is it that much of the Ugutu Apoli Sagaseko? Is it that much?
But you can't tell me that the entire squad was only made up of one player.
It is a team sport, of course. It's not golf, it's not boxing or even tennis.
That's one ski.
But
so what's the problem?
you cannot undermine the influence that Oswin Apolis had at Bulugwane City. He was their linchpin. He was their fulcrum. He was the fire in their belly. Even if it did not...
Why are you Maki?
You do education. It's not a show and
Maki.
You make him a player when he was not playing. You felt his absence. When he's playing, even though he's not going to score you a goal, he's going to be able to assist. He's going to be able, and secondary assist, he will give you that. Again, it's not a one-man sport. There is a right back there, Umutulud. The influence of that man is something, don't kill me, I will say, when you look at the Trent Alexander-Arnold, in terms of how he makes the sport for race, in terms of how he also assists with those goals. And then he even goes a one better than Trent in the sense that when those corners come, he is there with those goals, with the head, even the free kicks. The absence of those two, Maturudi is still there, but he had the long-term injury. That affected the team. But also that says to Coach Puti, where is your reinforcements?
So January, he has to do some work.
This is the moment. This is the opportunity for him.
But it's also a catch-22 here. Just quickly, Mpho. You look at where Golden Arrows are. Great football. Makora Makoli, we love them. You look on the other side, Polokwane City, if you look at their results, just 1-0, get over the line. They actually do the thing that matters the most, get the 3 points. But in terms of goals, you won't find anything there.
And their position does not say...
That's what I was going to... Exactly.
All that you mentioned. It says that something good is going on with Puti and the team.
Well, rounding out our mid-table tussle, we have Usu Tolumapeshankone in 5th place. AmaZulu have 7 wins and 3 draws from their 14 matches, and coach Arthur 10-1 has them playing some fantastic football. And I must say, when you look at how they've gone into this half, the past 5, they have 2 losses, 3 victories.
That is a good return.
That is a good return. 9 points out of 15.
Kevin used to tell me many years ago that when you look at the PSL, you have 3 cycles where you play 10, 10, 10. That's your 30 matches. How many games? 5?
5.
Right? And the points that you get from there, if you are able to get 12, 15 is the best. If you get those 15, you can get yourself in a position where you are fighting to be the champion.
Absolutely.
When you count what they've done there at Usutolma Peshankone, Atta is on a good thing there.
I mean, generally, it takes you about 30 points for safety, and they're already sitting on 24 points.
That's good. And also, when you look at the absence of Umorem, did not hinder them much, because those goals may not be coming from that source, but a veteran, you can call him that now, Hendrik Ekstein, he's the veteran of the league.
He is,
he's giving
but
them
he's been
4 goals.
doing so well.
He's been doing so well. I mean, it didn't work out at Amakosi. Man of the match performances, there's influence in that one. That guy from Namibia,
Hanamub.
That goal that is
goal of the season, yes.
Not just the goal, but also he is somebody who's showing you that he plays international football, you know, for his country, right? And also Umzimel, Epalin.
Yes.
Ngoba kunalawo bona khona ukuthi uSuthu, particularly the game that they played against the Stellies. You know, it could have been a massive, an avalanche of goals against them. But it came through.
15 goals scored, 12 conceded. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
The other thing for them, though, is that they would need to sort out their away form. At home, they've played 6, won 5, lost 1. Away is the problem. They've played 8. Then it's 2-2-2 all around. So that's, but if you get them at home, they're really, really good. I went to watch them against Iswele. Again, probably not the best of games, but Bavela Gautula, Bayana. Who's the Ubanilo? What's that guy's name?
Ujamin.
I mean, they at home, they are really good.
Also, are quietly on a mission to sell the Betway Preview Show.
Absolutely. Oh, and we have to say thank you.
We got the jerseys. Thank you.
Oh, wow, hey, Manzi.
Yeah, Ubamzungu is very ambitious. Ubamzungu is very ambitious.
Done.
There were things he was telling me there when I went to watch them, but it's fine. We'll talk about them
It's
later.
not a secret. He did say when he bought the team that there is a plan 2032. He wants AmaZulu to be consistently performing in the top 4, and by 2032 they must have won the league. You look, since he's bought the team, Penny McCarthy comes there, takes them to play in the CAF Champions League when they finish second, right? And at this rate that Ada is going right now, and is bringing faith again, guys. Another show. We need to focus on the TTC. He says that while we are going to go out and get the players, there are players who are doing wonderful things in the TDC. And you know Ata's record with the TDC of Kaizer Chiefs. He's also doing the same thing there with AmaZulu. And he's a coach who was much maligned during the turbulent tenure at Chiefs, but is showing us, Umangete, Uzwan, Uguti, there is something there when it comes to a coaching acumen and the technical ability to be able to get players to play.
Fantastic. Now, our final grading will be that of the awesome foursome. That is the top 4 teams leading the way in the Betway Premiership at the halfway mark. Let's check them out.
Now it's time for the top 4 teams, starting by the University of Kaizer Achievers. A+++++. You know, if there was a grade above A, that's where the University of Kaizer Achievers, Amakhosi, Abafana Bokuthula noXolo, belong. Mamelodi Sundowns, your maraba start. Anyway, who cares? Because you will finish this season empty-handed. Your maraba start. Orlando Pirates, the Arsenal of South Africa. There is no way you are winning the league. There is no way Orlando Pirates is lifting this league. Anyway, we must call General Nhlanhla Mkhwanase to investigate them. There's been lots of traditional ritual being done on the field of play. Oh, I think I forgot Sekhukhune. Who cares about Sekhukhune? Anyway, we're just here to add numbers. Alright, go Sekhukhune somewhere else. He don't belong here.
Wow, look at where Sky's team is. Kaizer Chiefs, they are 4th in the standings. They began the league campaign with 3 straight victories, leading many members of the Kosi Nation to start proclaiming some very outlandish things about league titles and things like that. One of those was a certain Papa Wawa, who joins us now. Papa Wawa, welcome to the show. But of course, he's not the only one here. We cannot have one half of Soweto and not include the other half. And they, of course, are sitting pretty at the top of the table. So let us welcome Orlando Pirates' biggest #1 superfan, Mr. PhD. Greetings. Welcome to the show.
Champion greeting.
You have what? Champion for what?
Champion greeting.
This is a Betway Premiership, not a cup show.
Danko. Okay.
It's a Betway Premiership.
He just arrived.
No, I'm going to the champion.
But he just arrived.
We need to align people.
But he just arrived.
No, but champions of what?
Oh, do you want to give her the champion greetings?
No, are you champions of
From
what?
10 years ago.
I'm just.
Okay.
I'm just.
Former
On that note,
Okay.
former champions greetings. Let me start with you, Papa Wawa. What grading would you give Kaizer Chiefs this season? Because we have not seen a Kaizer Chiefs perform like this in a little bit of time. And so far, it looks pretty good.
No, indeed, it looks good. I've just witnessed my boy waking 28 hours a day, waking 8 days a week, waking 13 months in a year. I'm talking about Kaizer Chiefs in the 2023 to 2024 season. They finished position number 10, conceded 82 goals. In the 2024 to 2025, finished in position number 9 with 30 goals conceded. Now we are sitting in position number 4. It is worth mentioning that we only lost 1 game in 13 games. So I'm very happy for the boys.
And that was back in September. Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's very good. And I'm confident that they will go all the way. We just played 40% of the games this season. We are here to play 60 of the game. So I'm confident that we'll make it through.
The nice thing about it is that at least this time you are guaranteed top 8. Nizongena.
Top 3 spot, obviously. We will win it.
Top 3 top 8.
Can we close the top 8
competition? We've graduated from that in Daba top 8. Papa Wawa, the problem here with the Chiefs that I have is that instead of Abafana Bokuthula noxolo, we are becoming Abafana Bokuthula ngedraw. That is the biggest problem. We've lost 1, we've won 6, but we've drawn 6 as well, the same amount as Chippa United. You know, and Sekhukhune has been dropping points every single week, but they are still above us. You need to win football games. You can't have the game against TS Galaxy, which, by the way, I think that was Kaizer Chiefs' best performance we've seen, maybe more than that 4-1 we got against, was it against?
19 shot target.
You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. So Chiefs need to make sure Uguti in front of goal.
Is this Sky the better talking or Sky the Kosi supporter talking?
No, Sky the coach and and young kids. No, you watch it. No, but it's Sky. Sky's everything. When it comes to betting, I mean, when I look at she's trying to tell me to now look at
No, I'm not.
No, they're at the bottom there. So on my over 1.5 games table, Chiefs are number 13. They're at the bottom. Out of the games they've played, only 45% of them have had over 1.5.
So they're not the team that you can bet on guaranteed.
But the one bet you like with the Chiefs is draw no bet, because Abafana Bokuthula ngedraw.
So ngakuzwa second half uthi straight.
No. Yeah, just bring me back to order.
Uzwile ke malume ne?
Bring me back to order.
Kodwa ngithanda lento show Papa Wawa when he talked to us about the seasons prior. And when you come to now, from your 13 games that you've played, you've got your 24 points. And you mentioned the goals that you've conceded. Do you know how much this season?
I'm sure we have conceded less than 10 goals.
6 goals.
6 goals,
yes.
And that is largely due to Brendan Peterson.
Yes.
Making sure that he takes over that number 1 jersey and establishing himself. Doing so well to a point where even a Yuko Prus said, I see what you are doing.
Even the fans said, we see you.
But the worry there, you only have Silva as the sharpshooter for you. Flavio has got 4 goals. You still want to see more coming from Umayo. And the position that you are in now, had Mayo not touched that ball, that would have been 3 points. No, I'm helping to amplify the point that Papa Wawa is talking about Chiefs doing better this season, right? So that would have taken you above Sekhukhune. But at the same time, you want to say your Monyanes and your Makos are coming in to add something to the team. But you wonder, why did you sign Chislet? Why is he not playing?
No, that's something we are very worried of. If you will remember, I heard Cedric Kazé saying that the likes of Luke Bartman must go to the DDC. We were the one who said if Luke Bartman is to go to DDC, Cedric Kazé must go down with him. So, do you understand? Because if we allow that, the next thing we will be told that Mfundo Villagas is not mature, he must be loaned. And if it comes to that point, even them, they will be loaned. So it is unfortunate incident when it comes to Chislets and Shinga. We must not forget Shinga. We've seen them during pre-season. They've shown us that they are capable. So let's wait and see in the second half of the season.
So speaking of the second half, wrapping up this conversation on Kaizer Chiefs, Nia winner iliki, are you...
Yeah, I've heard people saying that Orlando Pirates will win the league. The day Orlando Pirates won't win the league before Kaizer Chiefs winning the league. Saying that it's like seeing the dinosaur walking on the street. Let me tell you something. You will realize that South Africa have got less capacity when it comes to hospital because chest pain will be declared a national pandemic. Disaster. When we win the Betway Premiership. Well, don't be stressed by these short courses of beer cup and SIM card trophy. It is not threatening to us.
And the stag, they go to Durban, there they play for his stag. As well as stag in. Stag is the thing you play for December when you go back home.
Some of us were still busy with continental football, our cave, and they are just holding an umbrella for us. We'll come back stronger.
Well, moving from fourth place, moving from fourth place, we come to third place where we have Sekhukhune United on 25 points, just 3 points off the top. What do we make of Babina Noku? This one is going to be a quick one.
Yeah.
A quick one. Start like a house on fire, hit a pothole, and then try to recover. You hit a pothole, you are Eric Tinkler, don't remind people of what happened with Cape Town City. But at the same time, the reason why the puncture is happening is the guy who's giving you the 6 goals or the 5 goals, Bradley Grobler, not finding form in front of goal again. It's a disappointment from not being selected over Bafana. Get over it. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go again. Andre Arendse is there as an assistant. Maybe the combination of those 2 wise men from the 96 glory of Bafana will assist them to regain their form.
Another quick one. In second place on 26 points, we have the 8-time defending champions, Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, the Brazilians have only lost 1 game, and that was a 1-0 defeat to Manqoba Mngciti's Arrows back in September. But their 5 draws so far is already 4 more than they picked up all of last season. So, are Sundowns a fading force, or will they steady the ship and sail to yet another league title?
It's going to be interesting how the Sundowns comes back from AFCON, those kind of players coming back from that side. But I think you can't say they're a fading force. Yes, everyone is excited at the moment by the resurgence of Chiefs in fourth and obviously Pirates, who for the first time have actually made sure with the games in hand have actually become points. But you can't shy away from Milento, Sundowns. They have, I still think they have the strongest attack in the league. They don't concede much. But showcase, they will remain straight all the way.
They've scored 20, only conceded 7.
Exactly. So they will always be there and about. But the draws, Maluma, are the problem.
So, but you were telling me earlier on that this is a guaranteed straight.
Yeah, no, Sundowns, I have them as an A+.
Yeah.
When it comes to betting, they're A+. And for them, the best bets is win to nil under 2.5 goals. That is best thing for your Sundowns.
2 points behind Pirates.
Yeah.
It is an unfamiliar position for Sundowns. They're used to chasing. Normally, this time of the season, you see them leading by a significant gap. They are second. And if you look at the history of the Betway Premiership, it will tell you that traditionally teams that finish top of the log by this time normally go on to win it. And over and above that, you're mentioning the goals, Sky.
Yeah.
They're getting these goals because even though that Ribeiro is no longer here, and you know by this time of the season, last season, where he was with his goals, you still have a Reynas, right, who is behind Udion in terms of the goals. The goals are still coming from Uchashwe, who's got 4 goals as well. And never, ever, one time during the course of this show, I did speak about the Pizza Shaluli.
The fella in
You are never going to run. You are never going to run him out. Run him down at your own peril. He's also contributing to the cause of those goals. What is exciting is that it is interesting. I do want those guys. You see the confidence that Papa was talking about. I want it to happen because you want the Sekhukhune to be in the chase as well. For the first time in a long time, can we have a Betway Premiership race? 4 even, if they are able to maintain
the nice thing about it now, Mpho, 31 January, it's number 1 against number 2. Then we'll see.
That will be great.
Then we'll see how Pirates is. Let's see.
Speaking of number 1 versus number 4.
4
for now.
But the Chiefs is
for now. I'm sticking to what we say. What we have now. Okay, we have the table-topping Orlando Pirates. Now the Buccaneers' league record reads as follows: 9 wins, 1 draw, and just 2 defeats from their 12 matches thus far. Wadu's boys have picked up 28 points and lead the way by 2 at the top of the standings. Para Superfan, Mr. PhD, what do you say about how your team has performed so far? Because we're already saying, listen, as things stand, the league is yours to lose.
Yeah, no, we just don't want to be ahead of ourselves. You know, sometimes as a leader or as a top leader, I mean a log leader, you need to be humble. We remain humble. you know, we've done so. No, it's fine. One English wise man once said, an empty tin makes the loudest of noise. And obviously, when you are top, you cannot be making noise. There's no need for us to make noise. Points are there to prove. We've break a record of winning 9 consecutive matches without a draw and scored 18 goals. We won a cup last week. We won a cup this week. Yeah. So, you know, we're breaking records after records.
So they have a treble already, by the way.
Our goalkeeper is already goalkeeper of the season, Sipho Chaine. Playing 9 games without conceding. Already he is going for the second time to be goalkeeper of the season. I mean, we are scoring left, right, and center, defenders, I mean, to mention, quality after quality.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, PhD? So, Malumo was talking about how Sundowns is in a position that they haven't been in a long time in terms of their chasing. Pirates is also in a position, but it's twofold for you Pirates. Number one, you're top of the table.
Thank you.
Number two, a bulk of your players are coming back from AFCON, so they're not having this break. Yes. The question is, are they going to come straight in, or are you going to do this rotational thing until they are fresh enough?
All right.
Because you haven't had this much of players we Bafana for a long time.
Yeah. No, I think, honestly speaking, I think Sundowns, nothing has changed. The problem is it's Orlando Pirates. Yeah. What has changed is the success of Orlando Pirates. If you check Sundowns have done exceptionally well. I mean, Pirates has not even done so much. It's just that now we just exceeded the bar, and it looks like Sundowns are nowhere to be found. Sundowns are a good team. They're playing well. They are winning games. They are scoring more goals. The problem is the success of Orlando Pirates that makes your Sundowns and your Kaizer Chiefs like ordinary teams. Honestly, Chiefs started with 100% win rate. They won 4 games consecutively, something that they've never done in a long time. Straight win, 100%. So Pirates has just, you know, just upped the bar.
But every time you talk about Pirates, you don't have to mention Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No. Honestly speaking, you're right. I think it's like I'm being too much. I mean, I cannot compare Pirates and Chiefs at this level. I'm very wrong, and I apologize for that. I was not supposed to do that.
But to answer your question slightly, I think what we saw over the past weekend, when you saw that Orlando Pirates don't really have a second string team. So even when the others come back from the Africa Cup of Nations, I think they can still hit the ground running. Yes, it might not be exactly the same, but they will be able to continue with what Wadu wants them to do.
You were talking about that game where the All-Star team was denied 2 penalties clear.
Yeah, we can give you that.
No, I'm talking. Are you talking about that game?
Yes, I'm talking about that.
So there were 2 clear penalties for All-Star.
But just because there were penalties doesn't mean that they were going to be converted, first and foremost. So you cannot count them. It's like counting games in hand. We don't do that.
On behalf of the PSL.
But we can still give them those 2 games, those 2 goals. Let's just say, hypothetically, it's draw. Yeah. Pirates have done well even with that, because you look at Oli Sandai was not playing, injured. All those players that were playing there are injured players. Yeah. So we can take a draw, and it's still a success to us. We give you that.
Anyway, let me tell you what Betty is predicting for the end of the season. Yeah. She says in 3rd place, Sekhukhune United.
Yeah, of course.
That's where they're going to finish. Good. And in 2nd, drum roll, please.
No,
Mamelodi Sundowns. And she says, in 1st place, the Betway Premiership champions for 2025-2026. Yes. Betty Ati.
It's in.
Kaizer Chiefs fans, Kaizer Chiefs fans will have to hide away from their Orlando Pirates fans, because the Pirates fans are going to be gloating for the first time since the 2011-2012 season. So she basically says it is Pirates' league title to lose.
Sky. Smart.
That game, that is important, coming back from AFCON. Pirates Sundowns. Sundowns have played the game more than Pirates. They are trailing Pirates by 2 points. What we've seen Wadu underline in this season is that Pirates are able to capitalize on their games in hand and convert them into points, not draws, but victories. So if that game goes in their favor, it opens up a 5-point league.
With a game in hand.
With a game in hand still. But that doesn't say that the league is won then. You worried about what is going to happen with their players when they come back from you may not have been watching the same Orlando Pirates that Wadu has been talking about, in that whether you are playing as a starting player or you coming off the bench, he's got players who are at the same level, trained at the same high intensity, a team that plays football at that level. Hence, when he is going to come off the bench, he comes in as an impact player. So all those factors say he is winning where Jose, in my humble opinion, did not succeed in using everybody and getting all the players to put their shoulders on the wheel. I am not saying that it is theirs to lose, but at the moment, the signs are indicating that they've got a coach with a mentality of understanding that that which last happened with the pink shirts of a Satan root crawl needs to be replicated this season.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I can see this conversation will go on and on and on.
I had a question, but
I have to ask you there at home, do you agree with our grading? Please jump onto our socials and let us know what you think. But before we go, we have to celebrate the man who has just been schooling us now and has been schooling us throughout this season. That is our very own Malume BBK, who turned 100 last week Thursday. And we need to celebrate him.
Malume!
Yes. And Sekhukhune, please have a very small slice because you know, utushugela and all of that. But a very happy birthday, please. Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Malume. Happy birthday to you. Fantastic.
Make a wish and hope it comes through.
Yes.
I love it for you. And to all our viewers, thank you very much for joining us on this epic adventure in 2025. Do have a blessed and safe festive season. Welcome in the new year in style and spirit. And we look forward to being back on your screens when the league resumes at the end of January, or maybe even sooner. To Mafana, please bring it home. From Mpho Maboi and all of us here at the Betway Premiership Preview Show, see you next year. Bye-bye.